Alright chaps, today we're telling the story of the crashed grey Civic EG. Everybody want to know what happened to the red EG, but no one asked about the grey EG. Well, the red EGs are pretty plentiful these days. They're everywhere. Yeah, 10 a penny. But what happened to that grey EG? The grey EG which used to share so much airtime and tarmac with my Integra. What happened to that? Nobody ever asks. Well, I know you weren't asked, but we're going to tell you anyway, because there's a nice spot here, look. A nice space in someone's unit, currently occupied by some rags and a valve cover and some tyres. But underneath all of that, there's a car, and there's a car with a story. Now, when I show you these pictures, does anyone recognise this car? What about this video? What's going on here with this crashed car? Well, yeah, it had a crash. A crashed Hondas, eh? So the typical story, you'll have heard this one before. Car got crashed. Man made plans to fix car after crash. And then car just laid here for years anyway, whilst man proceeded with different endeavours. He chased other projects. He set his mind aside elsewhere. The original crash car just sits there, wasting away. You've heard this one before, right? There's some parallel lines here, yeah? Well, the cover's off. So what lingers behind is a very bendy Civic. What happened, Max? Ooh. It's had a bad time, that, hasn't it?
Yeah.
There's a bonnet prop. Oh, there we go, look. We're going to JDM. So what happened to this car then? Well, so yeah, it was originally blue. Full kind of bare metal tear down and build up. All inside and out. Professional sunroof deletos. Yeah. All them bolts. Yeah, it was a really clean shell, really clean build. It was probably the lightest of all the Civics because it had nothing in it. So yeah, it was mega tidy, and it was basically just an EG shell, an eggshell, right, with a seat and a Kswap, K20. And it was fast, it was real fast. It was faster than my red one. Me and Joe just had a little play on the bypass there, and Joe's Civic's faster than mine, it's so fast. It was a decent car, and then, yeah, then this happened. So yeah, it did a crash, but it was actually on circuit. Now, we don't have the video evidence, so hopefully we can find the video evidence, but if not, the place in which it crashed is very common, so I'm just going to put someone else crashing there because it happens all the time. This is at Gooseneck Corner at Cadwell Park, right? So you're coming over, you've got like a fast chicane. If you get your rear right wheel, which so often so many people do, your back right wheel, if you touch the grass with that, with the outside of the car loaded up, what tends to happen is the back end will swing out. You maybe try and correct it all you want, but because the wall on the near side is so close, the barrier, so many cars contact it. And this was quite a direct hit as well. You're probably travelling at about 60 mile an hour maybe. The problem here is you hit the wall pretty much dead on. Like proper square on, eh?
Yeah, it just went straight into it.
So fortunately it was just frame damage, and this was a couple of years ago where Civics weren't too expensive.
350 quid.
So this was a 350 quid shell, which you're not going to get anymore these days, are you? But this one hasn't been crashed, so, you know, not yet. So this car's just sat here then for a couple of years, and although Max did make some grand plans for it, the just rest lifestyle, as we all participate in, sometimes resting comes first. And you know, when you've got other shit on and you've got all your day job things and all that stuff, having more than one project can be a bit of a pain in the ass, can't it? So why are we here anyway? We've been talking for quite a while. Why are we here? Well, I touched on it briefly at the intro. This is a nice parking spot for broken Hondas, right, of a certain era. Now this one's not really doing anything here, and there's other places it could go and rest for a little bit. It's not going anywhere in the bin just yet. Now, because so much time and effort went into the underbody and everything, kind of, if you look at these struts backwards, so much time and effort went into making this car what it was, and these cars being so rare to find in good condition these days, then it doesn't just want to get straight rid of it and scrap it. That's why it's been here for a couple of years. But it can go and rest somewhere else. Hey Max?
It can.
And then there's a nice parking spot here for a Honda in good company, right? You're never too far away from a Land Rover, are you? Right, anyway, let's get down to brass tacks. What are we actually doing here today? So, yeah, we're going to make space for the Integra to come and live here for a bit. That's the plan. But obviously, at the minute, there's an EG which does kind of roll a little bit. Well, I'll show you what I mean by when I say kind of roll. So yeah, we've got a poorly Civic here, which is going to go somewhere else to rest for a little bit, right? It's full of junk, bit of a parts car. We all know the story by now, right? What happens when you park up a car for a little bit? It gets full of junk, doesn't it? This junk just appears everywhere. So we've got all this to kind of sort out a little bit, right? But the main job for today is to get it rolling again. And obviously I made a video about getting a 90s Honda rolling just like 2 videos ago, so I'm not going to go too in depth, but there's quite a bit more missing on this one. Subframe's not there, steering rack's not on, the arms are there, there's some arms missing, hopefully they'll be in this pile of parts somewhere. There's some trailing arms at the back, loose, but we'll concentrate on the front today. But anyway, I'll get started. I've got my GoPro with me today, so I'm going to be switching to the GoPro in a sec. I'm going to test out a new setting, right? Live. I'm going to set out a new setting, right? So I'll see you there. We'll get the Civic rolling, and then eventually, hopefully in some time soon, in the near future, we'll be swapping this over with the Integra. I don't control the music here, look. It's very angry music you've got on, Mr. Max. Right, everything from the front is here. Yep. Now, somehow, when you remove this off the red car, everything's still bolted together. Removed it all in one. Power steering rack, all the arms and everything is together. And to make it easier to go back on, remove these nuts for the tow arm and for the control arm, and then we can put probably the upper wishbone and the lower control arm on, and then we'll put the hub on. But the first thing to get on anyway, out of all of this, is this slightly oversprayed subframe. So let's find some bolts.
That's been there. It's been there. We got all that overspray from painting this car the first time.
Yeah.
Your car.
Oh really?
And then this car again.
This is some overspray from my MR2 as well, apparently.
Yeah, everyone saw that getting painted here, didn't they?
Oh yeah, remember that video we did of painting the MR2 here? Yeah, great times. If you're wondering what I'm on about, that's the video where I lost my camera afterwards and all the content was lost. And yeah, I've got some gardener's gloves on, so what? Max is trying to convince me that I don't need to split any of this, and I'll spend more time trying to split it than I will just putting it back on. Looks like a pain in the ass to me. But yeah, we'll give it a go, why not? I'll put the subframe on first. I'll do it. We'll save this bolt from the...
Save that one from the gun.
Yeah. Right, so we're going to attempt to put this on in a wanna. So, yeah, that could go either way. There's going to be a lot of swearing involved regardless. Probably best off putting these on first off anyway. Car's moving. I'm not sure how this came off because it's bent in here. This is all bent in from the crash. I can't get the thread of the bush to put through. Maybe more hammering required. There we go. So this side is exactly the same. Upper control arm will line up. Not even attempt to. Now Max confirmed that he had to wail on this to get it off before with a big hammer. So it looks like we're going to have to do the same to get it back on. Or what we can do is first try and bash some of that metal out a little bit. But that's probably going to be more effort. Can you see? You can quite. Oh, GoPro's doing not a bad job of that. You can kind of see how deformed things are in here. So we're trying to get that in that gap, and about there. Just gets a bit stuck. Ooh. So. Ooh. Oh,
Nice.
just had to finger it right. Oh, get me a nut fast. Nut it. I had it in my. Oh, it's here. It's right next to me. Okay, never mind. That was a whole load of drama over nothing. Just had to be careful. Right, well that'll do for a little bit anyway. So we've got up control arms. Now we need to get the whole of that on. Yeah, no problem. Watch out for spiders. Did your mirror come off in the crash?
Yeah, that dragged down the bone.
Ah. Nice. Smooth. Right, we now have this assembly as assembled, as an assemblyman's can do's. Catman do. All we need to do now is make it fit in the car. Yeah, we're missing struts, but that's not a today job. That can go on another day's job. How's the dog doing? Alright, 4K dog. Obviously that's back to front at the minute, so spin it round, offer it up. Have a good time. Need to find bolts first though. Bolts could be anywhere. There's a big bag of them. Now there's the Quality Street kind of tin back here, which I know it's Heroes, which has some subframe looking bolts. So, oh, look at that! I got the super view.
Nice.
But then it's got the stability on it, so it crops it a bit. All right. Anyway, let's spin this round. See if we can get it on. We've located some bolts. We've got like 5 or something to hold all this on. That should be enough. Yeah, plenty.
It's not going anywhere, is it?
No. That's not the proper way to lift something. Go backwards.
It's not that heavy.
Shaking.
Friendly.
Roll. Careful. Will be sufficient to get it under, I think. roll it back a bit, I reckon.
Got it on?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think pretty much there. You going in?
Pardon?
You going in?
Yeah.
That's sweet. Alright, I'll get the control arm ones in.
The most remarkable thing is that look how fucking bent it is.
Yeah.
And the subframe just bolts up.
Well, the subframe's probably the strongest part. The subframe's probably the strongest bit of metal out of all of that, though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you can see when the subframe's back on, you can see it's literally everything stops at the subframe.
Yeah, well, you can kind of see here already.
That's why I think I can probably fix it at some point.
Well, I've been a fool because I got so close, come so far. In the end, the compliance bush is upside down.
And that nice.
Which means it's on back to front. But, you know, no dramas. Well, ignore that. It seems I was being daft. Yet again, I have forgotten how to Honda. But it still won't quite line up, so maybe it's just to do with, I don't know.
There's reasons.
Could be a few reasons, yeah. Alright, we're all bolted on now, so we should be able to let this jack down to go back on the dolly. Alright, so we get the jack out of the way. Nice smooth floor in here.
Good floor.
Yeah, good floor that. Is it levels?
Very level.
Is it? Very level? Oh, good, good. Okay, so the subframe's on. Steering rack's through. We're not connected to that. We're just going to wing it with the steering.
No, I've got a column.
Got a column for it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, compliance bushes, everything on. The only thing that's missing off the front really now is some shock absorbers. Right, well that's all from today then. Story of the crashed EG. And we'll pick this up in the future at some point. No time scales as to when things are going to start moving just yet, but obviously I've got to get that car out of the way. That's only one small component out of all the crap that I've got up in the barn, as you know. So, you know, we've got a home for one thing, and like I hinted in the previous video, this is probably, you know, the brightest future out of all the cars, because, you know, it's going somewhere where, for one, there's loads of bolts for Hondas laying about, so that's a good thing. But also Max is, you know, doing the work to his car, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing to the Integra anyway, for the competitions. Competizione. How do you say competition in Italian? Competizione. There's still going to be obviously noisy bastards about with air compressors and stuff, but, you know, what can you do, eh?
So what are you doing from here? Going Sammy's?
Oh, there's an MR2 bumper here.
Hold on, because you will crash.
Quick BTS.
What?
BTS, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the video ends, but the action continues.
I'll sweep this up.
Are you going to do a big sweep?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've not been in the back of this for a long time.
Pardon? So we decided to do the back because it was going to be real easy and real fast. So when I did this on mine, the axle stands, I fucking shook it that much, it like slid on the axle stands.
Well, it's on wheels.
Yeah. So
It'll be alright.
Just getting that bush. Oh, hang on, it's nearly done it. Can you try and get a bolt in there now?
Yeah, let me do something with this.
Yeah, boy.
Can you reach to pass me another? Oh, dog, what are you doing under there?
Dog, get out. Can I get out?
You're in the danger zone,
Get
dog.
out. Move! Go! Go lay down. I can use that in my in my musical thing. It's looking like some max power shit now, man.
Yeah, man. These are proper max power wheels, aren't they?
Matches your name, doesn't it?
Yeah.